Thank you so much for joining me for another book review. We're going to get through this pretty quick because I am on my lunch break, so I have a time limit. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I can't remember where I first saw this book. It was either through scrolling Libby or Hoopla or something, but I did pick it up through my local library and read the physical copy. So it's called Society of Lies by Lauren Ling Brown. And this is the cover of the book. It's kind of like a little mysterious. And apparently this was on Reese, I think her last name is Witherspoon, Reese's book club selection. So let's get into it. So this story starts off with a death, then it flips to the years and months leading up to it. There are two deaths that were suspicious. Now, Leela's happened in the past, and Naomi's happened in current time. What do both have in common? They both attend Princeton College and are part of the Greystone Society slash Sterling Club. This is a who did it and why mystery. Now, let me tell you about a few of the characters you will encounter while reading this story. First, we have Maya, who is a wife to Nate and mother to Danny. She is the sister to Naomi, which is the recently deceased person, and she was a friend to Lila, the past deceased person. Now, Daisy, who is the best friend to Maya and is a wife and mother, she became a professor at NYU after graduating college. And Kaya is Maya's friend and classmate who became an attorney. Cicely is a friend and classmate of Maya who is a wealthy married stay at home mother. Now, Maya, Daisy, Kaya, Cicely attend the same school and were part of the Greystone Society Sterling Club. They all attended during the same time Leela was a student and member of the same society club. Leela tried to warn Maya about becoming involved in the club. However, Maya went through with it anyway, and she reaped the benefits. Leela died while attending the society club ski trip, and I believe it was ruled an accident. The remaining ladies stayed friends throughout the years and have benefited from the connections of this society club. Now, we also have Naomi, who is found just days before her graduation, deceased. She was attending Princeton College, a part of this same society club, and living the typical college experience until she started helping her friend and roommate Amy's investigation. Maya pressed for Detective Simmons to investigate further into her sister's death. So now we get introduced to Liam, who is Naomi's on and off boyfriend. Lim has been known to have a temper or aggressive behavior at times. We meet Ben, who is a classmate of Naomi's, and they kind of hooked up. We have Amy, who is Naomi's roommate, that has been acting weird and secretive. Amy says that she's working on an article about illegal happenings, inappropriate behavior of society members in connection with Leela's death. Then there is Z, who is also Naomi's roommate and friend, and becomes involved with assisting Amy in her investigation as well. And entangled into this story is also Professor Matthew, who is well liked and respected among his colleagues and students. Matthew has been employed at the school during Layla, Maya, and Naomi's time there. He is also the adult running this society club. He has been married multiple times and is currently engaged to an actress. Then we have Marta, the housekeeper for the dorms that the ladies reside at, and she is employed by the society club. She knows all the secrets. Marta has been employed during all of these students' terms at this school. You will also meet Margaret and John. They are a wealthy couple connected to the society club. I believe Margaret is a board member. And Margaret and John took Naomi in and raised her, and you will have to read the book to find out how all of that came to be. Okay. And there are a smattering of other characters woven into the story that I will let you learn about. So, in a nutshell, Amy uncovered concerning information and opened up a can of worms that created a chain of events that led up to Naomi's death. Could Lila and Naomi's death be a coincidence or connected in some way? Well, yep, you'll have to read the book to find out. And you will have to read the book to get all of the details of how each death came about. Now, I did read the physical copy of this book. I loved how the story flips between the past and the present through the perspectives of Naomi and Maya. The author keeps you guessing and wondering about who, how, and why regarding the deaths of these two young ladies with promising futures. I enjoy the depiction of college life. That was very interesting. College people, y'all drink too much, okay? Just gonna say that. The story had a good flow, and I would say it was pretty moderate pace. It did not take me very long to read. I was entertained, I was engaged, I was invested in finding out how things unfolded. I did have some emotions while reading this book. I felt irritation. I felt a little bit of disgust. I felt a little bit shocked. I did feel empathy while reading this book. The author wrapped the story up in a pretty twisted bow for us. So you're not left hanging. You're going to find out everything that you want to find out in this book. The author did a very good job of holding our hand through this process of finding out how and why these two young ladies ended up dead. And once you come to know those answers, you will understand that the author did a darn good job. Okay. There is, some other little tidbits that I definitely left out so that once you read the book, you will be surprised and you will be entertained. And there is something for you to actually read. If I tell you everything, then what's the point of reading the book, right? So I have to leave some things out. So, all in all, good book. I did give this book a 9 out of 10. Now, Storygraph lists this book under fiction, thriller, dark, mystery, hints, and it also said that it was medium paced. Hoopla didn't have this book listed at the time I checked. I was like, why is this book not listed? It should be listed, but it was not in there when I searched for it. And then Libby categorized this book as thriller and suspense, which I will agree with all of that. The book doesn't have any discussion questions provided, and the following are some things that you could possibly discuss after reading this book. There is a line in the book that says, how often in the world is silence what allows horrible people to get away with their crimes? You can also talk about the college alcohol and drug use described in the story. Like I said, y'all be partying and drinking so much. I don't know how y'all get y'all degrees. I really don't. Talk about that. Talk about the investigation and if you would have pursued it or dropped it. And I'm referring to Amy's investigation. It took some bravery to pursue this. After the things that popped up in the story, which again, you're going to have to read for yourself. I don't know if I would have continued with this investigation or not, because it does take a brave person to do what's right and not buckle under pressure. So talk about whether or not you would have continued or just been like, you know what? No. Talk about Maya's reasoning for why she helped Cullum. Was that justifiable or not? And yes, you got to read the book to find out who Cullum is and what happened, because I did leave that out. So you have to go find that out for yourself. Talk about Margaret and John becoming Naomi's guardians. Do you agree with Maya's decision regarding the guardianship of Naomi? Was that too fast? Did she know enough about them, or was this just a grand opportunity that they rolled with? Because I got the feeling that Maya didn't really know these people enough for this, but I did understand she did it for the betterment of her sister's life. But I'm just like, geez, if I think I might have to do a little bit more due diligence before I would have just handed my sister off to these people. Talk about inappropriate interactions between students and faculty as it related to Matthew's behavior. What do you think about becoming involved in sororities, fraternities, clubs, and societies that require a type of hazing or questionable rituals that can be harmful or illegal to become a member? Should having a fans only page affect your employment or potential employment? There is something in this story, and of course, one of the characters has a fans only page. Okay, and what I'm about to say, you will understand after you read this book. Okay, so for me personally, I would have turned that around. I am a person that what you do is what you do. Okay? And if you are gonna do it, take ownership of it. Okay? So I'm just gonna put myself in the character's shoes. If that was me, I would have been like, this is my fans only thing. Yeah, y'all can go that. And look, send them coins and you can see the rest of this. Okay. So I don't know. I guess I wouldn't have been ashamed about it. I mean, you did it. You did it. It's a fans only page. So people see it, people are gonna pay money to see it. Like, use it as a marketing tool. Look, get your coins because you were doing it anyway. And the potential for it to be out there in the world is already there because you've already did it. So take ownership in it and get your coins from it. It is what it is. So, talk about that. Would you have a fans only page? And I understand there's some PG pages and then there's some R and up pages. So should that hinder you from employment or affect employment or schooling or anything else? How would you handle that ousting situation? How do you feel about morality clauses or policies? Because, I mean, some of the people making and enforcing these policies are among the most immoral anyway. um, and talk about the morality of whose standard and at whose discretion when making, interpreting, and enforcing these policies. So talk about that. Also, you could talk about Marta and her piece of the puzzle in this story. Marta knows where the bones are buried, and she knows the secrets. And talk about whether or not you feel Marta should have come forth a lot sooner or at all. And so, well, these are just a few to get the conversation started. I am sure you will be able to come up with more after reading the story. There is a lot more to uncover in this story that I did not reveal. So, there is plenty of juiciness for you to read about. So, go check it out. And if you have not read this book, go get it, pick it up, see if you like it. If you have read this book, go ahead and comment your thoughts on it. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Give me some details. Let me not be the only one who has read this book. Tell me that I'm not the only one that has read this book. Okay. So comment your thoughts. And so that's it for this round. Thank you to all those that have liked, shared, commented, subscribed. And if you haven't done those things, um, what are you waiting on? Like, what are you waiting on? So, all right. Until next time, keep turning the pages, my book lover.